well, like there's a couple of things about how the vampires are designed that I think really make this work. And the thing that really gets me excited about this movie is watching the vampires do their thing and interact with each other and hunt the humans and be just gloriously cruel. Right now, we are in a time when monstrous vampires actually are coming back, but this came out in the middle of like the Twilight time and Underworld and stuff like that, where vampires were not monsters, right? The vampires were either the heroes or they were like completely defanged, or, you know, they were not really resembling the classical monster or a modern version of the monster at all. This coming out 2007 took a lot of chances by completely going against the grain, by making them outright just a pack of wolves. Like you mentioned earlier, how almost all of the classical vampire lore, except for the sunlight, is ditched, right? I don't think garlic ever comes up, holy crosses don't come up, running water doesn't come up. They pretty much remove the entire mythos except for drinking the blood and dying in sunlight. What they do instead is they are basically a pack of predators. First of all, they have a leader, but they also have a pack dynamic where they hunt together and they coordinate tactics and they isolate their prey, and their plan is geared towards getting their victims into a position where they can be picked off one by one when they're as harmless and as helpless as possible. And we also have other stuff in here like the henchmen, right? They have human servants who do their bidding during the day. There's this guy in the jail cell who is outright a true believer and who outright says, the vampires made me a good deal and I accepted it, and you dying is a price I'm willing to pay for my reward. That is our classic vampire thing too. Like Dracula did that with Renfield, and, you know, there's other vampires too who have this human servant who goes where the vampire can't. And that was here too. They are deceiving humans. Like, for instance, when they use this woman as bait, that's a social tactic too, right? This is like using humans against each other and using human weaknesses against themselves.
I feel like, kind of as you're explaining it, I think that's like some of the vampire lore that I'm like less familiar with.
The thing about vampires is that they are very like mix and match. It's like a buffet, right, of tropes. There's a long list of vampire tropes that you can use. You kind of just have to tell the audience what kind of vampires this is and what rules apply. And sometimes crucifixes matter, sometimes they don't. Sometimes garlic matters, sometimes it doesn't. And here, kind of, we set this out, you know, at the beginning, where we say, okay, it's blood, it's light, and they're a pack of intelligent predators, and they will use your humanity against you. I was totally on board with that, and I guess that's taste. What kind of vampire you like? Like, I like the aristocrat as well. But for me, the important part is the social predator thing, where they are smart hunters that exist in society and will use our weaknesses against us. And we kind of have to transcend our weaknesses if we want to fight them. To me, that's the interesting part about vampires.